My girlfriend had unconsenting sh-x and became pregnant. I broke up with her because she wanted to keep the baby. This is a really, really bad situation. 2 months ago, my girlfriend Meg, not her real name, had unconsenting sex. It was done in a park. She didn't want to report it and went into a full breakdown, wouldn't speak to police, go to hospital, etc. I couldn't force her, so I just stayed with her. She has been in a really bad state since, and I've been with her by her side, listening to her, helping her. We went to therapy, and she knows I'm there for her. She has a history of depression, and I've been really worried. Last week, we found out she was pregnant. I was abroad for 2 months before the event for work, and came back early to care for her. I only bring this up to show that the baby definitely isn't mine. She is 100% sure it's the other horrible humans. We had a discussion. She is a devout Catholic. We initially decided on an abortion, but after she spoke to her mother, she has decided to keep the baby, saying that isn't the baby's fault. I flat out told her that I would not help raise a baby of the man that did the things he did to her. She cried and begged me not to leave. I told her she is the one making the choice. Either she keeps the baby and I leave, or she aborts the baby and I stay. I would not let this go. She didn't want either of those things to happen, so I told her we were done. I feel terrible. Am I in the wrong? Update 1. Yesterday, I received a call from Meg. She was crying, and she begged me to listen to her. I told her that I still care for her and that I'll obviously listen to what she has to say. She told me about her initial phone call with her mother and that she had decided to abort. But then when she spoke to her mother told her that under no accounts should she abort, and that I was manipulating her. Her mother went on to say that if she aborted the child, she would no longer consider as her daughter. After I left her, Meg called her mom up again. Meg said that she desperately wanted to abort the baby. And her mother again said that if she does so, this is the last time they will ever speak. Meg broke down on the phone, and her mother kept asking her what she will do. The conversation then ended when Meg said she didn't know. After a few hours of thinking, Meg sent her mom a text saying she was going to abort. She was then blocked. Meg then called me and told me everything. She will be having an abortion in 3 weeks. I discussed this with Meg, and we both completely agreed that I had not manipulated her in any way, and that she appreciated that I put my foot down. Because had I not, she would have had a baby who would remind her of the worst time of her life. Her words, not mine. She further went on to say that I am the best thing that has ever happened to her, and that she knew that even if she no longer had a mom, if she had me, she could get through this. I broke down at this point. I love her so much. In truth, I probably would have gone back to her and raised the baby with her, even though I knew I'd resent it. I'm so relieved things had turned out the way they have. It's also screw any mother that puts religion over their own daughter. Update 2. I was hoping to post here again after the abortion still scheduled for 2 weeks' time. But I thought I should provide an update on some recent events from a mother that's from the pits of hell. On Saturday, I answered my door and stood face to face with 2 police officers. They asked me if I was who I was, and I replied, I was. They then said they were looking for Meg. I called her over, and the police officer said that he needs to have a word with her. The officers then split, one taking her to the living room and the other took me into my bedroom. The officer who took me started asking me questions about how long girlfriend had been here, if she had any contact with anyone else, if she had left the house at all, and a few other questions. I answered, and then asked what this was about, but the officer just said they received a report to check in on Meg. I asked who reported, and the officer said he couldn't say. After a while, the other officer was done, and they both left. The moment they did, Meg told me that she was outrightly asked if she was in danger and if I had been hurting her. She was also asked if she was being held against her will. She said no to everything, of course. She said that the police received a call from her mother saying she might be in danger and that I could be abusive of her. I was livid. Meg begged me to not reach out to her mother and said that it would all just blow over and that she just needs time to calm down. Meg decided she'd talk to her mother to make sure something like this doesn't happen again. They had a conversation for about 2 minutes, then I start hearing sobs. Immediately I walked into the room, saw her was crying, still holding the phone against her ear. I plucked the phone from her hand and held her for a bit as I heard hello from the phone. Then I put it to my ear and said, "You're a disgrace of a mother, and hung up. Then I held Meg for what felt like an hour before we started talking. Apparently, her mother was telling Meg that if she continues with the abortion, she will never see the mother again, or her brother, or her deceased father, because Meg would be going to hell. What do you think, if anything, should I do about the mother? No doubt my words to her will have some reactions. Update 3. I just wanted to update folk on this whole saga. This will be my final update. A few days ago, the abortion was carried out. During the weeks beforehand, my GF went to a counselor and talked to a nurse about why she wanted an abortion. She was also tested for any STS. She's clear. She went ahead with the abortion after getting the all clear. A few days ago, it was successfully carried out. When she came home, she cried and cried and cried. She says she feels like a huge weight had been lifted and she can finally look to moving on with her life. Meg received a call from her mom, who was asking if she went through with the abortion. We had an agreement that if mom calls, either hang up or give it to me. In this instance, she answered, didn't know what to say, and gave it to me. I told the mom that the abortion went perfectly and smiled as she cursed at me for about a minute. I then said, how Jesus of you, at which point she hung up. Also, if you're going to message and insult me via PM, just be warned, I've killed a baby before.